Hey guys, welcome back. Well, it's been a while since I posted, but we're back at it. So I've been running these inverters for about 10 months, the whole summer, and I have not needed grid assist or grid input. Well, the winter's here, and now we don't have enough solar to get through the day. So with that said, it's finally time to get the grid assist because I'm having to charge the batteries every 4 days or so, and it's taking a whole day to charge the batteries to a decent level. So in this video, we're going to be running the conduit, and the next video, we're going to be pulling the wire and then wiring it up to the inverters. Before we start, this is my first time ever bending conduit, so I'm going to show you my mistakes as well as my success. So bear with me. The robot arms. It looks like robot arms. Now that I've done a couple bends, I think I'm going to try and redo that because I think it looks stupid. So yeah, let's do that. This is the first time I turned on the heat the whole winter. It was 64 degrees in here. Now it's already 68. But the batteries love the cold weather. Not too cold, but cold. Pretty good. I gotta cut that about 2 inches here, and there's about a 3-degree kickoff to alleviate the pressure right here. This is set a little further back in the surface of the unistrut. Okay, this time I think we got it. So right here, the bend isn't tight enough, so by the time it hits the first strut strap, it's not straight. So hopefully there's some give in the strut strap. Okay, so I've used the same piece and I just flipped it around on this side just to make sure the same route and the same fitment would work, and it looks like it will. So we're just going to duplicate that, and then we'll have got rid of our robot arms. The new robot arms. Yeah, remember how I said there's a little bit of pressure on that side? Well, it's even worse on this side, so a little bit of pressure is causing a problem. I tried to put a slight bend, but when the pipe is that short, it's impossible to bend it. Better idea. There's always another way. Ah, perfect. And remember, always be sure your hardware is pointing in the correct direction so the electrons can flow smoothly through the conduit. Now we can put our compression / conversion fittings on. No more robot arms. At first I was thinking this is going to be a difficult pull because, well, I'm putting 4 number 6 wires down the feeder line coming into the J-box, but then we're only doing 3 wires to each inverter, so that's actually not bad. So I was thinking, well, and I had no experience bending. Like, this is my first time ever bending any conduit. So I bought these, and these are $6 a pop, like $6.50. While they do make the job easier, this looks nasty. So yeah, pretty good. So if this piece right here was any closer, then you'd have to absolutely use one of these 90s. So these definitely have their place. I used a whole stick of conduit practicing my bends. What a waste. Not all that too bad. It's about 8 degrees is what I should have done. There's level. So this should be nice and flat, right? And then this could come up away from the wall and then down. It's not the best. It looks kind of crappy, but I don't want to waste a whole stick of conduit. So I woke up this morning and I realized this is stupid. There's a way easier way to do this. Just 2 bends. You just have to make a 90 and then a 30-degree kickoff. And essentially we're going to be leaning the pipe against the wall. That's it. I'm going to try for 30 degrees on this. Hope I have enough leverage back here. I debated whether doing the kicker first and then the 90, or doing the 90 and then the kicker. So that's why I left this a little bit long, so I have enough leverage behind here. Let's see if this works. Oh, that's tough. That's 10. I was just trying to avoid. We have all this extra space here before we get to the kicker. Okay, I got the height where I need it. I just need a little bit of a kick now. Right about here. Yeah, no leverage at all. I have to do this over. This sucks. Alright, so this is what I ended up with. And although it works, I ended up with a kink in the pipe. So I don't like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this off and redo it. Even though I don't really have the conduit to spare, but I can't accept that kind of crap, so. It's 22 degrees, it should be enough. Well, it's certainly easier to do, but I hope I did it right. I think I did it wrong. It's going away from the wall. Alright, I'm just going to burn this just so I get some practice. Alright, so now that we got our screw up, all we have to do is the opposite of this. Remember how I said I learned by doing it the wrong way versus doing it the right way. It's good to know what happens when you do stuff the wrong way. Okay, so this is what I ended up with. There's a slight kicker right there, and it's just perfect fitment. It's a little higher, but I couldn't, in order to not kink the pipe, I have to have a little bit of straight piece right here. If I start bending anywhere into the curve, I think it's just going to start kinking it again. Unfortunately, this is what I ended up with is a half piece of conduit, so I'm going to have to use a coupling. But I don't want to waste another conduit. So yeah, this gives me the perfect amount of kick against the wall. And it's a little higher, 2 inches. But this is what I'm going with. I'm not doing this again. This is tough. Hats off to the electricians that do this day in and day out. This is not easy. This is a pretty simple bend, I'm sure, by their standards, but it's not easy. There it is. Let's put it on the wall. It's time for our straps. As good as it's going to get, I think. Now we can throw on our coupler. Okay. Definitely not coming off. Alright, looks pretty good. I just gotta cut a little bit off the end to make it a little bit shorter because it's too long with the down piece there. And once we do that, we'll be ready to do that down piece. Okay, the outside run's complete. Now we can go finish up inside. Okay, so we got the top piece, cut the length. All we gotta do is make one more cut for a vertical piece, and we'll be done. Cut it right about here. We should be good. Very nice. Okay, for the down piece, we're going to use a LB or left bend. Similar to the 90s, but there's a lot more room to work with. This whole cap right here comes off and you can pull the wires through, take them through, and then feed them back through to make your left bend. This ain't easy because if you're trying to get the screws flush with the wall, you'll never be able to do it because once you put one side in, you still need enough room to access the screws on the other side. So either way, you're going to have about a ½ inch of space on one side or the other. So I'm going to do it like this, stick it through, and then we'll just tighten it down on the other side. Alright guys, it's finally all done and I'm happy with the way it turned out, being my first time doing conduit. Let's take a look. Okay, we're going to go from the solar inverters and the inside and we're going to trace it back through the wall on the outside to the main service panel. So right here we have our two EMT to liquid tight converter connectors. So we'll be running liquid tight just like this to the AC input for the inverters on both sides. And those two come up into the J box. Nice 90-degree bends there. And we have a 90-degree bend with a 30-degree kicker right there, so it kicks and leans against the wall, so it's flush against the wall. Runs along the wall. We got our coupling there, so that's where the wire is going to enter the raceway. Make a 90 here, come down. A couple more straps I put in. There's our coupling for the down piece. Goes down right through here. Goes down to our LB. Wish I would have gotten closer, but what can you do? We got a little S bend right here. Going outside, coming through the wall, LB, got the screws recessed in the wall so it's nice and hidden. We'll put some crack sealer in there to fill that up. LB goes a couple straps and we go a nice 90 into our waterproof connector into our service panel. That's it. Alright guys, well that was a learning experience. Hats off to the guys that do this every day. That pipe bending is not easy. Look at all the waste I have. Look at all these pieces. Look at that. I would be fired. I would totally be fired if that was if that was my work. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got for this one. For the next video, we're going to be running the wire through the conduit. So that'll be the final phase to getting a grid assist AC input for our inverters. So see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.